So in this video I want to approach the subject of non-duality from a sort of scientific point of view. I will talk mostly about energy and the interaction of objects or particles. So let me get right into it. Whenever we observe how nature or how the universe is behaving, we can clearly see two important things happening. The first thing is that every object or system contains a certain energy level, and that the natural desire of nature itself is to lower that energy level as much as possible. Alright? So whenever you isolate an object from its environment such that it can no longer interact with its environment, the energy level of that object will start to decrease. Right? Here is a simple example. When a tree is interacting with a heavy storm, the tree will violently move back and forth, so its energy level is pretty high. But when the storm is gone, such that there is no interaction anymore, the tree will return to peace with a lower energy level. So that's the first thing to understand, that there exists this natural tendency to decrease all energy levels. Now, the second thing to understand is interaction. Whenever two things interact with each other, the energy level of both things will increase. As I'm talking, the vibration of my vocal cords are adding energy to the air in this room. So the energy level of the air in this room is being stimulated all the time as long as I'm talking and as long as sounds are happening from whatever source. So the point is that within the universe there is a constant stream of interactions going on. Every second, particles are interacting with each other, creating and increasing the energy level of every particle. But at the same time, all energy levels are seeking lower energy levels, and eventually all energy levels wants to drop to zero. And when the energy level is zero, energy won't exist anymore. So there exists this constant fluctuation between increasing and decreasing energy levels. And so that's the duality that is going on. Increase, decrease, increase, decrease. But again, eventually all energy levels are seeking the level of energy that equals zero, because this level is perfectly balanced without increasing or decreasing. A perfect flat line without ups and downs, perfectly balanced. And that's what nature ultimately wants. It wants to stabilize itself. It wants to reach the level of perfect stability, of perfect balance. And that level can only be attained when all energy levels are reduced to absolute zero. And that's the non-dual aspect of reality. Eventually, the whole universe is attracted towards non-duality, towards absolute stability. But the only thing that is preventing the universe from reaching that non-dual level is the fact that everything is constantly interacting with everything else and thereby increasing the energy levels. So I see interaction as the fundamental cause of duality. I see it as the cause why everything kind of exists. Because if everything were completely isolated from everything else, then the energy levels of everything in the universe would drop to zero and everything would eventually stop existing. Because something can only exist when it has some energy. Elementary particles manifest themselves because they are impulsive, and they are impulsive because they contain energy. So energy is the reason why everything kind of exists, and why everything is doing what it is doing, and so energy is created by interaction. Now, theoretically, if a system actually would be capable of reaching energy level 0, that system would completely vanish. It would simply stop existing. And that's what I believe. I believe that everything that exists, from the smallest particle to the biggest structure of the universe, automatically contains a certain energy level. In other words, to exist is to contain a certain energy level. Everything is made out of impulsive, vibrating particles. It's impossible for something to exist that is made out of particles which are not impulsive or which do not vibrate. I think that's impossible. So everything is made out of stuff that always has a certain energy level. That's the only way for something being able to manifest itself in existence. And so if the energy level becomes 0, it will stop manifesting in space and time. Yet at the same time, that's precisely what the universe is pursuing because of its need to lower the energy level of every system. Everything is pursuing the lowest energy level possible all the way down to 0. So in other words, it is pursuing to end its manifestation within spacetime. But since it is constantly bombarded with interactions from its environment, it is forced to keep on manifesting itself within spacetime. So non-duality is the ultimate pursuit of the universe, yet it is being kept in duality because of constant interaction. At least that's how I that's how I see it. Yeah, thanks again for listening, and I will see you in my next video, hopefully.